you constantly stressed out and anxious about the future all the time? Do you feel like you're continually bombarded with bad and alarming news? Well, you might be suffering from what's called emotional inflammation. And it turns out that emotional inflammation can lead to muscle inflammation in your physical body, and in particular in your back. Now, muscle inflammation is the definition of the word myositis. And the word myositis is the central word in a stress-based condition identified by the late, great Dr. John Sarno called tension myositis syndrome. Dr. Sarno wrote a number of books about the mind-body connection to chronic pain, and the title of his most popular publication is, are you ready? Healing Back Pain. Are you starting to connect the dots between your mind, your emotions, and your back pain? Modern life is stressful. In this episode, I'm going to explain emotional inflammation and how this relates to back pain. What is emotional inflammation? So I discovered the term emotional inflammation from a book called, surprise, Emotional Inflammation. Discover your triggers and reclaim your equilibrium during anxious times, written by Dr. Lise Van Susteren and Stacy Colino. Now, emotional inflammation is similar to PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. It's characterized by worry, hypervigilance, hyperreactivity, and quite often sleep problems. It feels like anxiety, but it's different because it's not caused by a traumatic life event or your personal chaotic life circumstances per se, but rather from how it feels to live in today's world with constant anxiety about an unknown, overwhelming, and unstable future. Emotional inflammation is the body's reaction to external events, not internal problems. So in this instance, we're not talking about things that have happened to you, but rather processing the world around you. External factors. Technology is a blessing and a curse, isn't it? And it's available 24/7, right in your hand, on your smartphone. And unfortunately, we're potentially exposed to all the negative current events around the globe instantaneously. Now compare this to what the world looked like just 30 years ago. Here's a clip from the Today Show in 1994.
A lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
No, she can't say anything in 10 seconds or less.
Oh.
Wow. It's hard to believe how far we've come from that simple life in such a short time. These days, there's a constant stream of bad news that's led to a variety of terms, things like scandal fatigue, outrage fatigue, virus fatigue, political fatigue, climate fatigue, and just plain old information overload exhaustion. Emotional inflammation creates an ongoing state of high alertness, which keeps the body in a constant state of fight or flight, releasing cortisol into your body, tightening your muscles, and creating chronic pain. The fight or flight response was intended to put the body in a heightened state of awareness temporarily. And then it was supposed to shut off quickly so you could calmly proceed with your day. Now, with smartphones, constant texting, and social media, we're being triggered about every 45 seconds, all day long, 7 days a week. Think about that. There are no longer evenings or weekends off, away from all those pings and screens. Here's an example. Our gym is a big facility and it usually has about 100 members working out at any one time. But the place is completely quiet. There's no talking because everyone wears earbuds. They're literally plugged in. Just being in one place doing one thing is not enough anymore, especially for Gen Z. They have nothing to compare to 25 years ago. They've been multitasking for their entire lives. And many young adults can't look you in the eye because of social anxiety. Just one generation, live human interaction has become uncomfortable. It's kind of scary to see where this may be headed. The cure for emotional inflammation. So what to do about this challenging situation we find ourselves in? Well, first recognize that we're not built to process this much information and have all of our social interaction go through the phone and the internet. It's not healthy, it's not normal, it's not good. If you're alive today, you probably got some level of emotional inflammation because of this. But here's the good news. You may be able to reduce emotional inflammation and eliminate your back pain with a few steps that are simple, if not necessarily easy, because we humans tend to get quite attached to the status quo, as in what everyone else is doing, even if this includes some very bad habits. To start reducing emotional inflammation, commit to the basics of any healthy life. Eat a healthy diet. Don't smoke or drink alcohol in excess. Do regular strength training, cardio, and stretching. Get good sleep most nights. And take time to decompress. Take regular vacations. Meditate. Socialize with friends in person. Get out in nature on a regular basis. These are all great basic action items to calm emotional inflammation and heal your back. Now, the next step is a simple detox that can be done in one day. Take a day, just one day, maybe a Sunday, and unplug for the entire day, or at the very least until Sunday evening. By unplugging, I mean no phone, no computer, no TV or radio, no social media, no news, no technology whatsoever for the whole day. Now, if you think about it, this would not have been hard at all, even just 20 years ago. And that's why it's so important. Go outside, read a book, a paper book, do a puzzle, play a board game. You can even go shopping, but you can't take your phone. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. What if something happens? It's highly unlikely that anything bad is going to happen, especially in such a short space of time. Many of you can remember when we used to leave the house without being connected every day, and we didn't worry about being in touch. You can do it again, or perhaps for the very first time if you're under 30. Wrap up. So here's what you're going to find out. All or most of those deep, dark emotional issues that you think you have, you don't have. You've just been overstimulated for the past decade or so. That's all. And I wouldn't be surprised if you feel much better mentally, emotionally, and physically by the end of that one day. So slowly build on that experience by adding more unplugged time to your schedule. Your back and your whole body will feel better and better the more you do this. I'll wrap up with a quote by Roger Ebert from the Emotional Inflammation book. Your intellect may be confused, but your emotions will never lie to you. Your job is to listen and take corrective action. A great next step is to pick up our free workshop with the 3 simple steps for healing stress-based back pain. To get the workshop, just click on the link below to go to our website at calmyourback.com. I'm Laura Thornton, and I enjoyed spending some time with you today. Thanks for watching.